Tips and tricks channel. So in this video we will talk about how to automate the API using the Playwright. So before that I have already created one video for what is API testing and how to do it. So there like I have explained what is API testing and you can how to hit APIs in one of the tools and how you can verify manually. In this video we will talk about how to automate it. So we will cover like if I have sample APIs for REST, so we will cover how these APIs are working, and we will write one script in which working script in which I will show you how you can automate it with the Playwright. So with Playwright you can automate UI as well as API, and it provides very simple way to provide the API, automate the API. So if you are not so much expert in Playwright, you can write automation for APIs very easily. So first of all, I have few sample APIs here. So this most of the APIs have this get, post, put, patch, and delete. So it will cover most of the things in APIs. So in get you will get all the list of all the objects. So this is a sample API. So we can copy the URL. This URL is called request URL. So let's go to the Postman, and I was trying here. So you can hit same URL here, and we can see get one, and just we don't require body in the get, so we can remove that, and we can provide none, and we can just send it. So it will give me all the objects I have. So this is the JSON response we can tell, and it is ID, name, data, and data we can have price, color, generation, everything. So this is the sample API I am using. So this is how get works, and let's try to automate this, how we can automate it. So let's first open the Visual Studio and create one of the spec file. So let's say give name API test.spec.ts. So we have created new file. Now what we need to do is we need to import this, and let me copy one of the test so we can use same. So now I can remove this, and here like we can give the name as API test. This is get, so I am giving get. So get is simply just to get all the objects. Now this comes under request one. So if we go to documentation, so API request context can send kind of HTTP request to the network. So we are using that one. So what we need to pass here is, instead of page, we need to pass request. So we are passing the request. Now we need to get that URL. So we can say request URL equal to constant, we can say, and we can paste our URL there. So this is the URL we are using to get the object, and we need to give in double inverted comma. So now what we need to do is we need to get the request. So to get the request in Playwright, what we can use is request.post or request.get. So we are using get, so we need to pass request.get. So we can say constant. Here we are getting the response. Equal to request dot, we are doing get one, so get, and here we are passing our request URL. So mostly what you can do is you can provide this request URL in your Playwright config.ts only. So you can use same request URL for all the test cases every time. But here in example I am just passing from here. So we are getting now request URL, and we are passing that. So now we get the response of that get call. Now what we need to do is we need to verify that okay, whatever response we are getting is correct or not. So for that we can use this one, expect okay dot truth. So the request should be, this response should be true. Now what we need to verify is this response provides me the uh, error code, provide me the response 200 or not. If we are getting 200 response, that means that that URL getting passed. But if we are not getting 200 and other than 200, that means we are that is getting failed. So to verify that, what we need to provide is response dot status code dot to be, it should be 200. So that means our we are getting correct response. Now what we need to do is I want to just print the response in the console, so that we come to know every time whenever we get the response, it prints the response in the console. So we need to know if something is getting wrong, what is getting wrong. So for that, what we need to do is we need to uh, create one constant response body. This is one of the variable I am just creating, and we need to get this response whatever response we are getting, we just creating in JSON, and now we can console that. So we can do console.log, and we can pass that what API response, and we can pass response body. So we will get the response here. So this is our first test ready to just verify the get one. So I am just running with UI. So here we have this API test get, and I am running that. So yes, we get the response successful, and we got all the response. What error we are getting? This to be 200. So we got the 200, right? I need to check if I wrote that correct way. So okay, response dot status, and we need to provide this as a function. So now we can run again. It got failed because we didn't get response, didn't get failed. Now you can see it got passed and we got the JSON. Now what we need to do is we need to verify whatever the response we got, that response is correct or not. So what we can do is from JSON, this JSON we can verify this name or ID or something whatever you want to verify. So for that, again we need to do expect response.json, so we need to take await here. Now what we need to do is to be contain equals, to be to contain equal, that means it should contain something from this object. So expect dot object containing, so now we need to provide what we want to verify. So I want to verify just name, and we can provide any of the name that we got in the response. So for example, F1 iPhone 11 64 GB. So we can provide that. Now we can again run and verify if it getting passed or not. So it got the pass, and it got verified. But if I give something else, right, that which doesn't belong to here, so for example Nexus 5, so it is not there, right? So we can verify So it gave us the error, like it would nexus file doesn't contain in the response. So this is where how we can write the get one. Now next one is post. So if we go here, so in get there are variations as well. So for example, in get you can list the objects by id, so you can just provide some ids and it will list only those ids. So you can provide this url id equal to 5, id equal to 10. So here you can give id equal to 5, id equal to 10. So whatever url, just you need to change the url. So same way for single object, you need to just one object, so you can just give one 7 or something. So whatever the ID you want to pass, it will just you need to change the URL, or you can pass that ID dynamically as well, and you can create one variable here. So you can just update your URL here and you can pass. Now in post what we need to do is we in post we need to provide body. So what post does is it will add one more entry. So whatever the body we provide, that url do something on that and give us the response. So here we are providing this, that means it creates one more uh, entry in the our json, and it will update like when it got created. So this is what we can pass. So let's try this in first postman. So in postman, this is the object you need to give now body, and this is json, and I can go give the json. Now when I do this send, I need to select post, and now I can send that, and you can see like we get that name created it, and this all, and it creates id dynamically. So we can use this same way in the automation. So how to automate this now? So for that, let's go again, copy this test. Now we have one test, so don't waste much time. Now api test, this is our post. We have same url for post as well, and instead of here get we need to use request.post. Now we are using request url, we need to give body as well, right? So to give the body you need to use data. So now inside data you need to pass that body. So I am just passing same. CPU model, hard disk type. So we get that. Now we are getting some error with the, okay, I forgot to add close this test as well. So I need to close this as well. So now it is okay. So now I can run this one post one. So it should add this entry and we get updated it. So it won't have this expect now, because it will give us that response for this one only. So let's try that. Where is it is running? Yeah. So here we got the post one. Now I am running this post and it got fast, and we get that response created it. So we can run both now. So get is failing. Why? Because we have changed something there in this. So let's check the console. Now it got passed. So both tests got passed now. Now after that post, now we need to check the put. So now we can start with the put. So in put, now what you can do is you can update any of the objects. So if you have id 7, so with 7 you can update that, like if you want to update. So previously we had this hard disk 1 TB only. So now we are updating color equal to silver, so it get updated to this. So let's try to update same here also. So what we need to do is, so we have same entry, but now we have to pass that id also. So whatever id we are generating, right? So whenever we are running automation, here this id we need to pass that id to update that same record in the URL. So I am passing that URL. So I have passed the URL name hard disk. Now we are adding one more entry, color equal to, which is your favorite color. So I like silver map, silver, and we need to. So now I have added silver, and let's try to run, but we need to update request dot put now. So we are using put 1. So it will now update this entry. So unfortunately this is not updating the database. So like we are not, we are just mocking the test here. So and we need to now name as put. So now you will get third one put also, and you can try running that, and you can see like we are getting updated at this one, and the same id is getting updated now. So we are done with the put. Now same way we can use page as well. So in page what we need to do is we need to just give partial one. So if I want to update any of the entry, right, I just want to update the name, you can give the partial entry. So just let's try to write that quickly. So this is now page. So in page I just give the name only, other things I don't need to, do not need to give. So we are keeping that data, so I am keeping that bracket and name, and we are just saying like this is updated name, and this is done. And now I need to pass page. So we are just patching that this data. So we are it will just update that page one. So see, it got updated, and we get that updated time as well. And finally what we can do is we can delete the object. So we need to pass object id, so it will delete that object only. So we have that id here, so we try to delete that. So to delete that we just need to copy this. This is the test, I am giving this delete name, and here we need to pass the delete. Again we do not need data or anything here, so I am just closing that. We just need to give the URL. So this URL we are deleting that object, and we are checking that response is 200 or not. That's it. So here we are giving, and while running this, that got deleted. So we are done with automating all the things, and we have this file ready, and you can keep on running this and verifying like your APIs are working or not. So you can schedule this every day, and you can check like every day your APIs are up and running. So this is how you can do. So this is the benefit of Playwright. You can automate API as well as UI in the same repo. So you do not require any new repo to create APIs as well. And this is how simple it is. So mostly if you have basic knowledge of Playwright, you can automate it. Still you have any doubt, feel free to ask in the comment, and please subscribe this channel and share it to your QA friends. And please follow us in the social media. Here like in social media we keeps on sharing funny memes and all, so you can enjoy, and thank you.